Now on the APEC VIP hotline, cutting-edge training for the serious athlete, apecgo.com. Joining us now, the head football coach of the Brook Hill Guard, is Coach Terry Pirtle. How you doing, Coach?
We're doing good, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much for talking to us today. We appreciate it. I know you're coming off the 36-12 loss to Parish Episcopal the other night. Talk a little bit about that ball game and about the shape of your team right now.
You never feel good about a loss, obviously. We had a lot of young kids running around, didn't have our quarterback, also missing Michael Greeny, who is one of our better athletes, an all-state defensive back, who's out for the year. But the game was 22-12 in the fourth quarter, and we felt really good about some things that we were doing. And they got a couple of late touchdowns, kind of put it out of reach. But too many turnovers. And our youth showed just a little bit as far as that went, but I was really proud of the way the kids competed in a tough environment, and we made some improvement, made some strides there past weekend, even though we had a loss.
Talk a little bit about the situation with Will Weathers right now. How long is he out, and what's his situation?
Will Weathers, we gave him a week off. He's got a little foot issue that he's been struggling with all year long, and we just felt like it'd be a better scenario for us going into the last two games if he were to get a week's worth of rest and stay off the foot. So, we're hoping he'll be ready to go Friday night. Just don't know his day-to-day at this point.
And this is a different kind of a situation for your guys. How are they responding to this, being in a class up, different kind of a district now, much more competitive now, a little tougher deal? And your guys, after the run of success they've had the last 2 or 3 years, how much different is it for you for trying to coach those guys up and keep their heads up right now?
The kids are responding well. I mean, the kids are not their heads aren't down. There's by no means a mentality of defeat with those guys. More so than anything, I think our kids are just young. We have 4 or 5 kids that don't even have their driver's license playing defense. So, it's not, I don't think it's, of course, the class has something to do with it, but we were going to be young and inexperienced this way regardless because of so many kids that we lost. So they're getting better every week, and our attitude is very good. They're working hard. They're up here, 5:30 this morning practicing, so no big deal. Getting ready to go, man.
Well, the reason I was asking that is just because, again, you're getting it ready to play Grace this weekend. What's the playoff situation for your football team? What are your opportunities as they lay out there right now with 2 weeks to go?
Well, we're in great shape. We can win one of the next 2 games. We'll slide in that 4th spot and have an opportunity to go, get in the playoffs and see what we can do at that point.
And so your kid's still feeling pretty confident about the possibility of getting in the postseason again?
Well, I think the way it lays right now, it's in our hands. So anytime that you're this deep in the season, week 9, and you have an opportunity to control your own destiny, I think you feel good about that, and our kids do.
You're talking about the youth of your football team right now. What are some of the areas of your football team that you feel really good about right now, even in spite of the youth?
We feel good about our, defensive line and our offensive line. We have some good players there. With Mason Dickey anchoring our offensive and defensive line, he's a good player. He can play. And Matthew Seaman is another big kid for us that can play. And then Bailey Franklin, 3 seniors that play out on both sides of the line there. And they hold their own in Division II. So that kind of gives us the ability to compete at this point with, they're 3 of our 7 seniors, but they're good players. So we feel real good about our offensive and defensive line.
I think you just hit on the magic number. 7 seniors, that's a real small number, isn't it?
Well, it's a small number. In the first year I was here, we had 4 seniors. Wow. We made it to the state championship. So it's not like, it makes a difference when you have an 18-year-old blocking or trying to tackle, a 14-year-old. It makes a difference, or vice versa. We have a 14-year-old free safety last week that made 12 tackles. He's going to be a great player. And Jacob Dumas now, got his first start last week, and he's out there tackling D1 running backs. So we feel good about our youth. It's just, as youth gets older, they get better, and that's part of the reason we won a state championship was because 3 years ago we had a bunch of young kids running around as sophomores that got a taste of it. So we're hoping that parlays into the future for us.
Okay, so now this week you take on Grace. It's a renewal of a rivalry now. You haven't been in the same district for a little while, and it's a renewal of a rivalry. Both sides know each other. Your kids know the other guy's kids pretty well, I would assume. What kind of a game do you expect? What's this mean when you play a crosstown rival like that?
Well, obviously you try to take the emotions out of it, and once the football snaps, it just becomes another team, and that's what I'm stressing to my guys. It's just another district game, and you have to approach it like that and take that mental aspect out of it, because if you start worrying about who's on the other side of the football and who it is and your relationship with that person, it's obviously going to distract you from doing your job. So I think for both teams, that's what it's going to have to do this week. You're going to have to just take that emotion out of it, and you're going to have to go out there and execute and play and do what you're supposed to do, and not worry about who your opponent is.
What do you know about Grace? What is your impression of the team?
They're very well coached. Mike does a great job. Their offense is really, really good. So it's going to be a task for our kids to slow those guys down, because they do what they do, and they do it well. So it's going to be a tall challenge for us to beat those guys, and our kids know it. And it's going to take a great week of practice for us to prepare for those guys to be competitive with them.
Where do you see you guys matching up favorably against Grace?
Well, I'm hoping that, there's a couple areas in the offensive and defensive line that we can take advantage of, but you never know till you get there and you get on the ground. That's the thing about Division II. On video, it's hard to tell, and when the game is starting to roll and the ball snap, that's when the true test is. So, what you speculate a lot of times is not necessarily what happens on Friday night. So,
does it make a difference that you guys are playing this thing at home when you're talking about a road trip of less than 10 miles?
I don't think, in a particular instance it does. We played Gorman the other day and district, and it, as far as a travel game, your fans have the opportunity to go fill up your side of the stand. So, obviously, I don't think it makes a difference which stadium we're playing at.
But you do expect, even though you're going to try to hold the emotion down, I would imagine the crowd is going to be fairly well jacked up for this game, more so than they would be for one of the Dallas schools.
I'm not sure how the crowd reacts, because when I step on the field, I don't even know there's a crowd there, to be honest with you. So their emotions are not going to play into our emotions.
Totally focused. I like it. Coach, we wish you the best of luck. We're looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great football game, and it's fun when you two teams get together, two of the better teams in TAPS in this whole East Texas area. So we're looking forward to a great football game this weekend.
We are looking forward to it, too. And we hope everybody has a great game. We have a great crowd, and we get, a game that everybody can come to and feel really proud when they leave here, everybody.
Good deal. Coach, best of luck to you, and thanks again for talking to us today. We
appreciate
it.
All right, thank you.
Good talking to you. Terry Pirtle from Brook Hill on Bryan Houston Sports Radio Live on 99.3 Talk FM.